Question 9. Give the empirical formula for each of the following below. N2O6 would be called N2O6, the empirical formula would be NO3, because we divide the subscripts by the lowest subscript, which is a 2, and that gives us an NO3. N2H4O2, we divide everything by all the subscripts by 2 to get CH2O. C4H14, we divide all of the subscripts by the least common factor, which is at 2, to get C2H7, and C3H5 is already in its empirical formula. Write the names of the following compounds. N2O5 would be dinitrogen pentoxide, 2 nitrogens, 5 oxides. P3O7 would be triphosphorus heptoxide, 3 phosphorus, and 7 oxides. S3F4 would be trisulfur tetrafluoride, 3 sulfurs, 4 fluorides. CO2 would be carbon dioxide, 1 carbon, 2 oxides. N2O6 would be dinitrogen hexoxide, which is 2 nitrogens, 6 oxides. CuSO4 would be copper 2 sulfate, and this one is kind of tricky because it involves both an ionic and a covalent bond. SO4 is bounded covalently to form a sulfate, which is unique in its naming, which is an exception to the rule. And then by bonding to a transition metal, the two form together copper 2 sulfate. Now number 7 is also similar to number 6 because it is NH4 CO3. So you also have another weird bonds, and that would give you ammonium carbonate. Ammonium is NH4, and carbonate, which is by itself is bounded covalently, is CO3, and that forms, both of them put together form ammonium carbonate. And lastly, SF6 gives us sulfur hexafluoride. Write the formula for the following compounds. Dihydrogen tetraoxide would be H2O4. Trinitrogen pentasulfide would be N3S5. Carbon dioxide would be CO2. Dinitrogen monoxide would be N2O. Iron 2 nitrate. This one is also unique, or an exception in its naming. It is Fe parentheses NO3 parentheses 2. And carbon tetrachloride would be CCl4. Write the empirical formula for each of the following molecular formulas. So C6H7 would be C3H7. Sorry, that is a mistake. Number 15, the original formula would be was C6H14, and that would give us the empirical formula of C3H7. Sorry about that. 16. H3PO4 would give us H3PO4. It is already in its empirical formula. N2O4 would give us NO2. You divide the subscripts by 2. C4H8, you divide the subscripts by 4, which is the greatest common factor, to get CH2. C12H18O2, you divide all the subscripts by 2 to get C6H9O. N4H6O4, divide all the subscripts by 2 and you get N2H3O2. S2O7, you get S2O7, it stays the same. C4H3O4, it also stays the same, C4H3O4. Thank you for watching, and